Welcome to another wonderful tutorial. I am your host, Oath Alliance, and today I'm going to be looking at just a few ways to scout around the planet you're on. Right here I've got my commander, as you can see, just saying around. And I've got some units around me, and these units are pretty much all of the basic ones that you can use for land and air. And I'm just going to take a moment just to talk about what you can do with those in terms of scouting. Up here, I've got mostly the air type, anti-air. I've got the Stinger, the Spinner, and the Hummingbird. Now, to be honest, these two, not really worthwhile at all. One's a vehicle, one's a bot. They move pretty slow, not really worthwhile. Hummingbirds can always be a great way, also, just in case you're worried about your enemy getting any air out. You can use your hummingbirds to take them down while scouting. Another thing you can do, as you look here, is using engineers. Engineers are a great way to expand outwards and also scout at the same time. Sometimes just throwing some engineers and sending them over to Mech's Field, building a bot factory there or something, just to go ahead and produce more bots out of it, can help you expand and also allow you to find your enemy. Then, after those, you've got your basics, more or less attacking land units. You've got the bomber, the ant, and of course the docks. All useful for it. The bomber is pretty slow though, but is really good for raiding, mostly because these two units here can't shoot the bomber down, which gives him a bit of an advantage. Next, we have the two dedicated scouting vehicles. We've got the Skidder and the Firefly. Both of these can attack ground units, but the Firefly is my personal favorite just because it is air and you can fly off, and the Skidder is just easier to hit with any of these. So I'm going to go ahead and take my commander out of here, and I'm going to move over to a base. I've just got a little ways over here, and we're going to look at some basic scouting. And to save myself some time, just going to kill all those. There you go. Cool explosions. Alright, going over here. So what I normally do to go ahead and start producing when I'm going to scout is normally I have quite a few engineers being built, as I showed off in my last tutorial. But what I like to do is start off by just pulling out 3 fireflies and then going straight to hummingbirds. Some people like to go bombers. Not something I really like to do because as soon as I'm done scouting, normally they have hummingbirds up also, and bombers can be kind of a pain. You can waste time and money doing it. Now, one popular thing people like to do, and normally among newer players, is just to go ahead and spam, just flying around, just spam everywhere. And it works. It just takes forever because this guy has to go all the way around and around and around and around and around, trying to get to wherever you put his waypoints. Another one, which is more popular amongst better players, but not the rule to it all, is to go ahead and scout out large Mech's fields. This will allow you to find enemy expansions, so on and so forth. With that, the problem is that you don't always find the base. You can just find where they've expanded. So you may see some metal extractors and then see nothing because you're not really looking in the midpoints or things like that where people put their stuff. What I like to do, and which is why I always build 3, just going to bring this one back. Right here is I go ahead and actually start by sending them up north and south, and then send them on a spiral outwards. And what this gives you sort of the advantage of is full coverage north and south. It allows you to find your opponent. Now, one thing I do like to do with my third one is, should I find where the enemy is, I'll go ahead and send this guy out to go ahead and do more of a direct scout, especially if you're playing with multiple players. Continue scouting, even if you find one of their guys. Unless you can confirm that all their commanders are there, you really need to keep on scouting just to be sure that they aren't hiding somewhere else. Now, right now, I'm just looking for an AI which isn't going to build anything because I killed its economic ability. So, not really sure I'm going to find him. Usually you find commanders just by going and seeing where the buildings are. But that's pretty much the basics of what I like to do for that. And those are the three main ways that people like to do it. But to begin, oh, there we go. So here's the commander, no economic gain. So he literally just built. Yep, nothing to build with. And so I just like to sit these guys then around them just to see any expansion that they're working. And then as they attempt to grow and stuff, now I can start building a defense, or actually better useful, start building vehicle factories and bot factories to start sending units over to kill them. Scouting is a very important thing, and continuous scouting is an important thing also, because for all I know, I could expand it out here and have vehicles coming all the way around my back. So keep on scouting, and scout wisely. Don't just give your guys a bunch of random commands like that. Never a good thing. Waste a lot of time and resources.